What's up, everybody? What's happening? K Megafold 5 coming to you live. All right, been checking myself and making sure that I was not botting. Oh, I need to turn that off too. Good grief. I was double checking. Anyway, long time no see. Sorry guys for taking so long. Life came into the picture. And usually when I take these hiatuses is I don't even know if that is the word. A hiatus, that's the word. All right, when I take a hiatus, I'm rusty. There's usually something life involved into it, but case in point, get through it real fast. My daughter, she was getting herself ready, prepared for taking the LSAT. So she was that. So she was coming over like damn near every day, just needing some support, which understandable, you know what I'm saying? So she did it. She'll find out how she did and things of that nature here close to Thanksgiving. And then also my son, he decided that he wanted to move to Florida. So like, okay. What it do, Stanley? What's up, Rain? He said, I'm not upset about the delay. He says the game will be good and I will proudly pay 100 for the game. Stop it, sucker. We'll get into that. That is a topic that I have on YouTube. If you want to go check that out and want to be a part of that, where I was asking about the Grand Theft Auto 6 delay. Now, so anyway, so my son decided to go to Florida, so spend a lot of time with the kids. This past week also, it was my wife's birthday on the 3rd. So spent time with her. We're supposed to be doing some other stuff, going out of town. Wasn't able to do that, but we'll be doing some other stuff this coming up Saturday, hanging out with her friends and stuff like that. So anyway, so this was a whole week of just spending time with the kids, with family, with friends, saying goodbye to my son. Like, he hasn't lived with me since he went to college, and then him and his girlfriend broke up. Then he needed to stay at the house for about almost a year or so, and then he bounced out. So it's been a long minute. But anyway, just wanted to spend some time with him. So before he goes, but he's always been in the vicinity near me. So yeah, wanted to give him a shout out. So salute to him. He touched down in Florida last night around 2 a.m. And so I wish you the luck. You know what I'm saying? New chapter, new phase, new all of that. So that was that situation. And so that gives me opportunity to give for you people to deal with me even more. So, I've never ever done, and I still probably won't do a everyday type of like thing, but you will see a hell of a lot more of me because I'm going to have a lot more free time to do this, plus take care of some other things. So that means streaming. That means me coming in here, just making some randoms, talking about something random, or whatever the case may be. So anyway, you will not be done with me. It's just that I had to take care of that business. Like I said, anytime that I'm stepped away for a little bit, it's usually because of some family thing. If it's something about me, with physical therapy and all that other stuff like that, where I got to step away or something like that. That's usually why I would do that. So it's not because, and I mean, I'll take my holiday breaks and stuff like that, but that's neither here nor there. And also, it is GRG week, so it's going to be a busy week for me, content wise. So and I know maybe Husky might know, but I don't know if the rest of the crew knows. So I need to tell them. Anyway, so let's get to it. And also, lastly, I haven't really been paying attention to a lot of the gaming news. I know it's more Xbox hate. That's just what it is. That's what it's always going to be. I don't know if it's rightfully so or not. You guys will tell me in the chat. Stanley said Florida is the place to be. Family comes first, man. I appreciate it. I mean, I don't know if Florida is the place to be. I know now. He told me that it was beautiful out there. So he told me it was beautiful out there, which I have no doubt out there. No doubt. No doubt about that. Scenery, beaches, all that. I have no doubt of that. But man, Every time I'm seeing some crazy people. Man, hell, that's where the bath salts came from, bro. Like that, the you know what I'm saying? Like hell with the eating the pets. It was the eating the faces and the you know what I'm saying? Like that's where that started. The bath salts sensation for a while, bro. It was wild out there. But anyway. The piranhas, crocodiles, and Disney prices. Good God. Anyway. So no, I wish him luck. You know what I'm saying? Listen, grown ass man gotta handle his business. So I really do hope he handles his business. It's a much faster city than it is Oklahoma. So you know what I'm saying? So hopefully he's prepared. You know, there's family out there, so you know, he should be okay. We'll see. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let's get to it. All right. So I guess first off, he said not the bath salts. Anyway, all right. So I guess right now, because this wasn't even on the topic, I mean, it just dropped, I guess, not too long, about 2 hours ago. And that was, I seen that Phil Spitzer posted about this there's a new Steam machine coming. It's Steam Machine Part 2 pretty much. And so Phil's posted this, and it says gaming moves forward when players and developers have more ways to play and create, especially across one platform. Expanding across the PC, console, handheld devices reflects the future built on choice, core value that is gilded. That's guided Xbox vision from the start. As one of the largest publishers on Steam, we welcome new options for players to access games everywhere. Congrats to today's announcement. Now, oh my goodness, he's not getting too many friendly comments, and that's tragic because, you know, feel a good guy, but I guess people are just, I don't know. Listen, it's the internet. It is what it is. It's not a place of there's a lot of people with common sense, but it's also it is a place of just absolute, just absolutes. So it is what it is, bro. But anyway, so this new Steam machine's coming out. And again, here we go with panic, doom, gloom. I guess the Xbox is dead for the 25th year in a row. It is coming out in 2026. I did see that they have a controller, which it didn't look impressive to me. Looking wise, I should say it didn't look impressive, but for the aesthetics and things that it does, I do like the detachable, the battery pack thing. I thought that was really cool. You know, plays up to 36 hours, really, really cool. I know that the way the controller is for the pad, I mean, because I'm such an Xbox controller guy now. Like, I mean, even when playing my PlayStation, at any point, it just doesn't feel right to me anymore because of the fact that I've gotten so comfortable with the Xbox controller. So the thumbsticks like that close together, I'm not a fan of it. But understandable for the digital pads at the bottom, which for moving your mouse and things like that. So that's cool. You know, the haptic triggers, all of that other stuff. So it's all right. Of course, this isn't a machine for me. It will be a machine for some. This isn't something that's going to kill Xbox by far. But if there's anything that might be in trouble, now all this stuff is price. All this stuff is going to have to do with price, right? In today's climate, gaming does not want to be cheap. So it's going to come down to price. We don't know a price yet, so I'm pretty sure they're trying to mull that over. They're probably still in that discussion about what the price is, but it is going to be coming out in sometime in 2026. But I think if anything that's going to be in trouble, and that's the PlayStation VR, Jack. How did they drop the bag like this by not letting that peripheral get into PC gamers' hands the day that the PlayStation VR 2 first dropped? Because listen, again, if this thing is anywhere below the price range or anywhere close to the price range of the PlayStation VR 2, and this thing is slick, like no wires, none of that crazy stuff. Like it did USB, and I understand that like the eye coordinate. I mean, what is it? It said 2160 per eye or something like that. So it's 2160. I don't know if it's more powerful because I don't pay attention to the VR stuff like that. But if people want to buy this thing separate, and this thing is anywhere near or comparable and cheaper or on that same level, this is another blow to the PlayStation VR 2 in my opinion. So and people in the chat, please let me know what you think. That's the only thing that I see that's a problem, because I don't see Xbox or PlayStation controllers being decimated by the Steam controller. I do not see the Steam box decimating Xbox or PlayStation or a Nintendo console. It just isn't. Now, but the VR is the one thing that I see has potential to put more of a nail in the coffin, if people want to say that about anything, is PlayStation VR 2. That's just my opinion. Some things also with it that I've seen that there were some people that try to bring up and say, this isn't an open platform. It is an open platform. And what it's still, and this is why I feel like Xbox is not in any jeopardy. Now, they did jump the gun early, which tells me that the new Xbox is somewhere, is coming soon at some point. If not next year, definitely 2027. Is this going to bring Xbox gamers over to this Steam box? It might, some, for enthusiasts, but just for the fact of, see, again, it's all about the UI and what this thing doesn't have the capabilities of what the Xbox has, in the sense of, not only with like the play anywhere aspect of it, but I'm thinking of like the other features where the quick resume, stuff like that this box doesn't do all that. And if you're an Xbox gamer and that's what you like, when you like the whole aesthetic of what Xbox brings, and there's 30 plus million people that do, even though there are people that still keep saying it's 26 million. I don't know why that is, but whatever. But 30 plus million people that do, then that tells you right there that this thing can be a secondary or something else, but a replacement. See, this is the mindset of the internet that really boggles my mind, is that there's these people that think that, and I know I've seen the people on the net that says that they're done, they're moving over to PlayStation, they're doing Nintendo, or they're going over to PC, and whatever the case may be, right? But they keep acting like that all their library is going with them. They give this assumption. And at the end of the day, for the people who did do it, I would bet 9 times out of 10, a lot of people just did that just to say that they did it, and then come to the realization, or bullshit the public by still keeping their Xbox. They're just not going to play on it for a little while until later, until they come up out of the blue or people don't care about what they posted. Because you're not going to take that's just like saying, for instance, if you're a PlayStation person and you're going to move straight to Nintendo, or you're going to go straight to Xbox, or you're moving straight to PC. If you were a lifetime PlayStation gamer, there are still PlayStation games that are not on PC. If you're assuming, and it's mostly stands, of course, if you're assuming that these Xbox gamers, like me, will jump on and say, I'm going straight to this Steam box, I don't need an Xbox anymore. That's a lot of damn Xbox games that do not play on Steam. So, and he was like, well, what about GOG? What about Epic? What about all that? Yeah, I can download all that stuff on the Steam box. That's dope. But there's still games that are delisted that I still have installed into my Xbox that I can play. And matter of fact, even my other older Xboxes, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're talking about a lot of games on those consoles. So, and those games are not on Steam. Those games are delisted or never were on Xbox. Like, for instance, and I will talk about this when I talk about Halo. I was really impressed. I did see that there was a lot of people showing a lot of love for Halo 5. Even I told you guys that was going to happen, but we'll get to that later. You can't play Halo 5 on PC. If you are a fan of Halo 5, you cannot play Halo 5 on PC. It's nowhere there. You can't get to it. You know what I mean? Like, the superficial, unrealistic views on how people look and perceive this stuff and say this crazy shit on the internet is insane. So no, Xbox is not dead. Remember, Xbox was supposed to be dead when the first Steam machine was supposed to come. It was supposed to be the rude awakening to all console gamers. This is when it was the console gamer against the PC gamer, and now the PC master race or whatever they were called were coming out and was like, it's over for y'all. Y'all got y'all plug and play. How long did the Steam machine last? So again, it's a smart by Gabe. It's smart, no doubt. Like, they've been wanting to do this, but then they're trying to get ahead of what Microsoft is going to do. But the reality of it is, if you have an Xbox library, if you're an Xbox first primary gamer, yeah, you can say, well, PC can sit there. Yeah, but again, there are games that's on my PC, that's on my Xbox that cannot be played on PC. Not yet, anyway. And if this new Xbox that's going to be coming out that is already, I think there's a lot of glitches in the matrix with a lot of things of showing all these old games, like I know that they showed the Transformers, Fight for Cybertron or whatever that game is. I have it. That game is on PC. I don't think it's delisted on PC. It could be, but I do have it on PC and I do have it on Xbox. Those games that pops up like Deadpool and things like that, right? Those games, if those games can come over and be on your Xbox and be transferred, well, if those games can be played on your Xbox with this new hybrid console that they're building, that's the win, because that adds even more desire for you to still stay with the brand that you came in with. And that's the thing, and that's what it's about. That's why I did see some numbers of where they're projected with this new hybrid console. Like, people still don't know what the price is going to be. I'm pretty sure it's going to be expensive. But what is the price of? I mean, regardless of the price, we'll find out about the price. But the library that's what's the key to any of this and all of this. If you have more access to games with the UI that you like, and people who play on the Xbox like the UI, like those features, because I don't think that they're going to skip features like they did compared from what people love with the Xbox One features and then not put this on this new console. I think that they're going to implement all these features that's on the Series X. Hell, if Xbox was smart, I would put in the features from Xbox One and the Series X. Now, I don't know if they'll do that much, but if they could give us that picture-in-picture back again, hell, throw maybe a little bit of that, later on down the line, maybe have a patch of bringing some of that old 360 where people can watch, maybe link up with Discord and watch a film, watch a movie or something like that together. Just think about the abilities that you can do if Xbox utilized a lot of things from the previous consoles that were popular and add them to this new console. You think you think that Steam machine's going to have a chance? It's not for console gamers that love Xbox. It's not going to happen. So when they said that they're looking at an estimate of 20 million, of course, yeah, that's lower because this thing is going to be much more expensive. They know that they're not going to just be pushing a whole bunch. But if they add these features where you have play anywhere, which that is a thing that they're sticking with, which I'm very happy about that. But if they hold on to that, plus you have the the quick resume, the other features that the Series X has, plus, you know what I'm saying, maybe some picture-in-picture from the Xbox One, and then maybe some other, but like a feature or two from the 360. What the hell what are we talking about? That thing is going to be a beast, on top of you playing all of your games from what you have from your PC or laptop, or maybe you're not even in the PC, but if you can sit there and you can buy games off of Steam through your Xbox, and from GOG and from Epic, and it's a lot easier because you're familiar with the Xbox controller and the way the layout is going to be, especially if Xbox does. And that's another thing too. I think Xbox shouldn't do is overly change the UI. It was rough patched in the beginning. Please don't make a dramatic change like you did with Windows 8 integrated into the Xbox One. That was awful. That was awful. Now that was an L. But once they kicked that back and got that all gone and sit there and utilize kind of like this thing of what they did, what they had towards the middle of the Xbox One cycle, and then kind of upgraded everything little by little with the Series X, leave it alone. Tinker here, tinker there, and put some of the most popular features back onto the console, back on this new hybrid, and you're winning. You're winning. Trust me, you're winning. The hell with what these haters say. They always hate. I told you guys, it doesn't matter. It does not matter to them. They just want Xbox to fail. They want Xbox games. They need Xbox games. And they got the Xbox games. And they're still sitting there telling you that Xbox is gone. It's over. It's finished. It's ridiculous. Anyway, Stanley said, let's go. We're talking about the situation with my son moving to Florida. He said, I was born in Miami and I live in Orlando. He'll be fine. Every state house. There's no doubt about it. I know where he's at now. He's cool. You know what I'm saying? So it's all right. I know there's elements everywhere. I mean, there are people think that there's people from big cities think that it's horse and buggy out here. People still think that there are people that's and I don't know, panhandle and shit like that. There's Amish people, and yeah, you go out in the rural area. You go out there where I have family land and shit like that. Like it's rural. It's a rural area, so of course there's going to be horses, but there ain't no buggies and shit. Like, you know, we got tractors, we got all that. But in the city, things are cool. And also, when you go into you come out there, and there's been plenty of them big city folk came out here, been acting crazy, and then you gotta understand it gets just as hot on the block, just like it would in their rough areas in the city. There's always rough areas, so that's something that people got to understand. That you can go to the smallest state and the most dinkiest towns, and you can walk into an area and your ass is gonna be begging for a pass. So just know that. So yeah, I understand. Yeah, no problem. Let's see. Righty, he said, I'm late, was busy jailbreaking my PS4 Pro. Stop it. Stop being messy. He said, as GameCube is priced below the Series X, it will be a huge win. It'll be a huge win for the people who want that, who wants that Steam. But I'm telling you, this was the same discussion that we had before when the first Steam Deck came. I mean, not Steam Deck, but the Steam machine came. And listen, I'm glad that they haven't given up on it, because it would change the dynamic of everything. Because again, once a lot of console gamers see the benefit of having this, which I'm looking at this as an opportunity for Xbox to be smart, but we don't know if they will be, because when you go to the Windows store, to the Windows app, their games are so highly priced that it's almost impossible to buy games from that app. I mean, it's really nuts. Like, I'm like, what the hell is you know what I'm saying? You go into the Microsoft store and you're looking at a price of a game. Like, they do have more sales than what they normally do, so they do compete. But at one time, they just was like, our sales, whatever. And like you go to Steam and you get Steam sales all the time, and then you go to, of course you can go other places to go look for other games for a discounted price. That's a win. And maybe that's when Xbox is looking to try to be more competitive. Maybe, I don't know. But still, you'll also have the Windows Store, the Microsoft Store as another option for the for this Xbox hybrid. It might not be used that often because if they prices ain't right, I'm not going to buy games there. But if Microsoft is looking to be competitive, then they can. And I understand that word kind of bugs people because they feel that Xbox isn't being competitive, but they are, just in a different way. Because the one thing about it was that, listen, I'll throw in the towel once Xbox say they done making consoles, but they're not. They're saying they're going to continue to make consoles. I doubt that. I think consoles is going to be irrelevant here in the next. I say by the end of the 2030s, when we get towards the 2040s. I think at that point consoles would be just kids, younger people will be the adults that will be looking at, that will be remembering themselves playing games from a Switch or from a Steam Deck or from the Rogue Ally or for all these other handhelds and from their mobile phones and from tablets. Not so much from the consoles. That's when we're like we're already getting aged out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Gen X, we're aging out, bro. Like we got a little say so right now because we are one of the biggest consumers. Because young kids aren't buying games like that, so we're still the consumers. But bro, we're still in 2020. We're still talking about in 2035, and you still got people talking about console this, console that. Man, stop it! Our time is up. Yeah, we can sit there and we can talk about the glory days. Maybe if we're still, some of us are still content creators at that time, which I probably will not be. But but. It would be one of those things that you can sit there and be, and talk about the good old days. That's it. So like, it's just, these kids like something different. Yeah, kids don't care about your anime rapper. He's saying, these kids don't care about that like that, man. Like, they just don't. I'm sitting here. Like one of my homeboys, like we're sitting here, we're playing on the console. The kid over here, like, man, you want to come and play? Nah, I'm good. What you mean? Come on, man. Nah. And so that's why this whole thing with this whole ad, even though, listen, now I'm gonna say this, that whole Xboxer thing is so corny. It's awful. It's awful. I get the messaging. But the whole, like, trying to be funny, this dry humor, it's corny. It's corny as hell. But whatever. But that's the type of thing. Like, so the kid will definitely sit here and say, "Oh yeah, I'll play Madden with you or 2K with you on my handheld or whatever." And there'll still be kids that will still play on a console because if that's all they got in the house, that's all they got in the house. But no. It ain't like that. Like, so if there's still people, content creators still talking about consoles in 2035, bro, stop it. Throw in the white towel. So again, that's what I'm saying. And I think that I think there'll still be the Xbox and the PlayStation for sure. But that's it. I think after that generation, I don't think we even need to worry about it no more. I think that conversation is going to have to go and be folded. So yeah, so it's all right that Steam Machine will drop and you have another thing, because so check this out. This is reminding me of a time back in the 90s when there were every console and its mama out. Like you had the Panasonic, you had the Jaguar, you had the it was the Panasonic 3DO. You had the Jaguar. You had the TurboGrafx 16. You had the Super Nintendo. You had the GameCube. You had the Sega Genesis. You had the PlayStation 1. You had the Sega Saturn. Then you moved on, and even within the same decade, you had the GameCube, bro. And then at the end of the decade, you had the Dreamcast in 1999. 10 consoles. And 11, because there was also the what was that thing? The Neo Geo. What was the Neo Geo console? There was 11 to 12 consoles out there in the wild, and people are over here talking about this and that. It's gone. You know what? You know what did not last? All the other ones except for 3. The Sega stayed cooking. PlayStation was on the rise, and Nintendo stayed cooking. All the rest of that stuff is because it's just what it is, right? You know what I mean? So I'm gonna tell you this right now: if that Steam machine, if that Steam hardware is not affordable, and if it's let's say that it's on the price, because it's going to be 4K 60, right? I do believe that it's going to be that and so now 4K 60 is going to be expensive for people. So if it's on the same price range as a Xbox Series X or a PlayStation Pro, which it should be by the way that the standards is, how many console gamers, how many PlayStation, Xbox gamers are going to jump on, and Nintendo gamers are going to jump on that? They're not. It's going to be the same thing that happened with the other Steam. Now, again, if this thing is priced at $500, now you might be cooking. So you might be right, Richie, but that's what I'm saying. It's got to be priced right. But when you coming out here bragging at 4K 60, everything, that thing ain't gonna be cheap. Now, you would think that it would be smart to get into the market and take a L on some ducats, but the way that the industry is right now, they don't give a damn about affordability, which is supposed to be a new word now. Can't believe it. Anyway, not going there, but still. So yeah. So anyway, let me read some of these comments here. Stanley, he said, Xbox for life. Yep, no doubt. Curie said, what's up, young lady? She said, corny is fun. Corny can be fun, but it can't be always. But listen, corny can be fun, but I'm looking at the ad, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh man, and I'm just shaking my head because it's just not like when you see like PlayStation dropped a little ad. It's not the great, like, you remember when everybody was dropping fire ass ads, like PlayStation's was still some of the best, but Xbox was rolling. Like OG Xbox was insanely good. And 360s were insanely good, but then they had a little cheese as well. And PlayStation during the PlayStation 3 was kind of, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, and then the OG Xbox, man. And Sega, elite back in the 90s, mid 2000s. Then Xbox One dropped that hot ass intro for the intro for the Xbox One, and haven't recovered, except for every once in a while. Like I think that like when they first introduced the Xbox One X, that was a hot ad. When they introduced the Series S at the VGAs, that's the stuff that we talk about. Epic, not talking about the location, but just epic, fantastic advertising. But Xbox get into this fold of wanting to be cheesy, and I'm just like, bro, they feeling like you're not being competitive, and some people are feeling like you're not being competitive, but they also feel like you're just taking this shit seriously. And when you come out here by trying to be funny, it looks like you're just not caring about being competitive. Even though you are being competitive, you're just going a whole nother route. You're still making a console. You're still going to make the most powerful console that we've ever seen in history from what you claim. And you have all these hot ass games plus Game Pass, and you're talking about this is an Xbox with some corny Xboxers that's over here. It's not funny. It's just not. It's corny. So some people can be fun. I need a little something with I need a little bit more urgency from me. Yes, the TurboGrafx 16 was a fire console. Not talked about enough. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so all these consoles, man, the big three is still going to be the big three. Yeah, Xbox is not going to sell enough of them to sit there and to be talking about the console. Well, the console war is over. Nintendo's got it, Jack. I know PlayStation sister. I seen the glazing from IGN's post. You know that the PlayStation is outsold all the Xboxes. No, they didn't. The PlayStation 5 is not. It's at 84 million, and the Xbox 360 is already sold. Was sold what? Close to 90 million. What are you talking about? So I don't know what the demographic. I don't know how it broke down. I just read the headline and I knew that was bullshit. And then it was going to be some kind of spin on maybe at this point in time of where this game was at this point in time. No. Stop it. Stop glazing. Stop glazing. And then while you sitting here talking about selling 85 million consoles, and I'll get to Ghost of Yotai only selling 3.3, or let's round it off and say 4 million. I know that would be more rounding it off to 3.5 or whatever, 3 million, but let's just give it 4 million, which I'm happy about that. Don't get that twisted. I'm loving that towards the anti-woke crowd. But that's what 3, 8, what 3? That's less than 5% of the. That's not nothing to brag about. I remember when the PlayStation community last gen looked at Quantum Break selling over 3 million copies, and what's the other game? Sunset Overdrive selling over 2 million copies as dismal. Now, mind you, the Xbox One wasn't nowhere in comparison of the sales compared to what the PlayStation 4 was at that time when those games came out. So in retrospect, the Xbox community had a better percentage of their exclusives that they bought, especially when you looked at a game like Titanfall that was damn near like it damn near sold almost as many as the console was out. You know what I'm saying? Like it sold as many games as units, software sold as many Titanfall games as there was just about Xbox One hardware at that time. That was like Nintendo-esque type shit, right? And then, I don't know, Xbox dropped the bag or Zimpella sit there and got a big, I don't know how that, I forgot how that even happened. Where Titanfall 2 said I think they just probably wanted to just break away and think because they seen the success on Xbox One and then they seen all the potential of money that they could get from PlayStation 4 because PlayStation 4, those games were selling. But I can remember that 2, 3, 4 million copies was looked at as bad. And now they're out here just glazing it. Look at this. Look at this. Stop it. Stop it. Hypocrites. Hypocrites. So now we can sit here and talk about how well that Quantum Break sold on Xbox One, how well the Sunset Overdrive sold, and I don't know what the hell that these weird, stupid expectations harm games. Harm games more than they help to build franchises, because people still want Sunset Overdrive, and now since PlayStation owns the rights to the game, you're never going to see it. So thank the PlayStation community and the gaming media for sitting there using those techniques to sit there and to find a reason to talk bad about Xbox games and how much they were sold. But then here today, they're sitting here and trying to brag about any PlayStation game that is being sold at around 3 to 4, 2 to 3 million, 5 million, and then talking about selling 85 million consoles. That's this is why PlayStation's going to start putting games on Xbox. That's all. We'll get into that here later. Anyway, so last point on here, talking about the Steam hardware, the Gabe Cube, I think they call it. Okay, welcome back. Good luck. That VR looks kind of hot, but you know me, I don't care about VR like that. So it's all about pricing. If they price reasonably, if they say if this is $600, this thing will move. Because when these new consoles start coming out, and then people start going to say, "Oh my God, what is this?" And then if you got the Gabe Cube right there at six, hell, maybe even 7, you might be cooking. And then you got this bundle for about $1,000, you might be cooking. But if you come out there with like thinking that you're going to do PlayStation, Xbox numbers, it's going to go right back to the way that it was. I'm cool. I'll get my Xbox. I'll get my PlayStation. I'll get my Nintendo. That's it. That's just the bottom line about it. Curie, she said it's 4K 60. It's 4K 60 with FSR, to be fair. Yeah, no. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's going to be priced. But if they're smart, then they would price it accordingly. I mean, they would take a cut. They would take a shave in order to them compete into the console market, to finally get into the home, break into the homes, because this was one of the reasons why the first Steam machine did not do well, because it was too expensive. They came out with a worthy game, but then again, there was also still issues. There'll be the Linux supporters out there will say that Linux does no wrong. And if Linux does no wrong, then why is it that Linux is not the number one operating system? Because I guarantee you, if more people went to Linux, then Microsoft wouldn't be used as much. Windows wouldn't be used as much. Obviously, now again, I'm hearing that people's having a lot of problems with 11. I've been had 11 for years now, and now since they did do this rollout, there's been a couple of issues here and there. So get that fixed. But I've been had 11 because I've been in the insiders for years, for a minute. 11's been fine until just here recently, and so there's supposed to be a patch coming out here pretty soon, and all that. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, I don't have a problem with Linux. I think Linux is cool. I mean, it's just like we keep having all these people making all these defense, all the defense police for everything else, but the people have chosen what they want. If you want Linux that bad, then of course you'll jump on this box and you'll have a good time, but it's not going to generate the numbers what people think. And again, it's trying to get into a space where I think that it is fading. It's not going to die. The consoles are not going to die. It's just going to fade. It's going to turn into the record. It's not going to turn into the cassette. It's going to turn into the record, where it's just not going to sell as much as it used to. So, and if PlayStation is holding out their new console until 2029 or 2030, they're just trying to catch up. They're just trying to catch up and try to stay on par with the PlayStation 4 numbers to make it seem like that console, the console is still relevant like that. If you got to extend to make the same numbers, no, it's not the same. PlayStation 4 cooked. I thought it was going to do well, but I didn't think it was going to do that well. So, like I said, I had to give a shout out to Hip Hop Gamer, because Hip Hop Gamer was saying it was going to be on par with the PlayStation 2. I said, oh, hell no. And it didn't even catch the PlayStation 2, but it was on par. So there you have it. So, and the PlayStation 5 is not going to catch the PlayStation 2, and it's not, and it might, if they prolong it that long, to the PlayStation 4, but it just ain't going to be the same. And even PlayStation gamers know that. So, stop it. Anyway. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about the mighty Halo. and I'm very happy about it. I'm very happy about it. I seen that. Now, what do I think about the remake? I think that was one of my last videos, on my last streams, and I said, yeah, okay, looks good, nice polish. I think it looks cool. I'm glad that they got the sprint, clamor, all that, modernized Halo. But there was more information that came out, in which I said it wouldn't make sense for them to have the multiplayer, but if they did have the multiplayer, that would be cool. Why don't you just have the game itself? Just have the campaign so people can get familiar. That's because it's going to be on PlayStation, and most likely it'll probably come on Steam. On Nintendo as well. And for the people who haven't had a chance to play it on PC, so I don't know why they wouldn't, because there was the Master Chief Collection, but still, but yeah, and that's cool. And then hearing more information about that, they're thinking about doing a trilogy. Well, it was just like what I said that the last time. Do them all. Stop at 5. Remake them all. Because people started to finally see. Like I said, I haven't been on the internet a lot, but for the times that I've been on there, I'll say on Twitter with the gaming stuff, or just looking around for gaming information, or talking with people or whatever. I seen it. It was vainglorious. It was fantastic. And people are like, oh man, we need to get that Halo multiplayer, the Halo 5 multiplayer. I don't see what I don't see nothing wrong with the shoulder charge. Oh, I don't see anything wrong with this game is this game's mechanics is absolutely flawless. If there's anything that I could give 343, man, and then how people loved Warzone. There was some apologies. It was, but I told you guys that would happen. I'm like, by the time that it's all said and done, Halo 5 is going to be revered as one of the most misunderstood titles out of the Halo's franchise because of, and see, that's what people didn't understand. I saw this shit coming years ago with this whole grifter thing and this whole woke garbage, because they did not like the fact that that the face of Halo 5 was Spartan Locke. They didn't like the fact that that in Halo 4 that I forget what the Spartan's name was, that how she talked to Chief. I'm reading these sexist and racist comments. It goes back to Battlefield 1. I made a video talking about Battlefield 1, and all you got to do is go and read those comments. There was idiots that were saying that there weren't black soldiers in there weren't even black soldiers fighting in World War I at all. They were just cooks and cleaning helpers. It's in my comments. I've never erased that. I don't erase no videos unless it's flagged or something where they say like you got to get rid of it or whatever. But yeah, no. It started then when Halo 5 was out and when Battlefield 1 dropped. They couldn't stand it, and that's why I went ahead and I bought the Black Gentleman, the whole Battlefield 1 collector's edition. I still haven't got and I got to get that, the Assassin's Creed Shadows collection. Still did not get that, which I will. I just got the game, but now people are playing it, and that's another thing too that just tears me up, because there was Sarah Palmer. Thank you so much, Raichi. Yeah, Halo 5 is still active. There's people playing it. I mean, like people. I jump in every once in a while and play. I mean, I miss playing with my Halo buddies. You know what I'm saying? Like I haven't played with them in a minute. So, but I just got to form a new pack. So because I got to jump back in and play me some more Halo 5. As a matter of fact, I was planning on playing some Halo 5 this weekend. Because I just want to make it a shooter weekend, except for Sunday, which I will be back to doing Fight Night. Because I'm hearing Chung Lee is off the chain on the Fatal Fury game. So I can't wait to play that. That's a really good fighter too. So anyway, and then Call of Duty's here. Battlefield 6. I did get Arc Raiders. I haven't booted it up yet. Like I said, I haven't had time. Husky asked me, was I going to play? And I said, yeah, when I get the time, yeah, I'll jump on. We can run. So you guys that has Arc Raiders, hit me up. I'll play. You know what I'm saying? I'll play later on tonight after the Thunder Lakers game. So I need to see if my Thunder can dispatch Skinny Luca. So that game's gonna be tough because I just see Luca trying to act a fool. So I'm very happy of what we did with the Warriors, but boy, Skinny Luca might be a problem. But we'll see. But other than that, I just think that to see so many people now playing Halo 5, it just exposed of how there are so many sheep, so many cattle in this game, in the gaming space. They just take somebody that they listen to and they just take their word for it, and then they don't experience it themselves because it just has to be true that this game is god awful. And then when they play it themselves and like, listen, I don't block anybody. I'm seeing people that swore that they played that game and talked about how bad the story was and how this was that and the third. They used stuff from they heard from other content creators, probably from Halo Finder or whatever that dude's name is. I unfollow this channel, and go in there and say, you know what, the story wasn't that bad. I mean, there was missing points here and that. Like, it was so many people all last week and the week before that was sitting here talking about Halo 5 because they want to catch up on it. But the multiplayers, and that is the fact that the thing about Halo 5 where it shines the most is its multiplayer. The multiplayer is unmatched. It's the best multiplayer Halo has ever made. And to not have Warzone into Infinite is absolutely appalling. To not have assassinations is absolutely appalling. It's gross. And to have multiplayer, multiplayer co-op and in Halo Infinite, and you're all as chief is absolutely dog shit water. And I know that that's crazy because, I know that's a crazy thought of seeing, dog water with shit in it, but that's exactly what that was. It was lazy, it was rushed, and it needed, and that should never have been. As good as Halo Infinite is, but there was a lot of misses that they should have been implementing on here. And I understand that Forge is huge. And so hopefully they'll implement a lot of what they did with Forge. But I mean, who knows? Probably not, because they're going to be running stuff off of Unreal Engine 5 now. So, I mean, they could redo Forge, I guess, or whatever, but that's a lot of work. So anyway, we'll see what they do with that. But what they need to do in the meanwhile is keep bringing a remake from Halo 1 all the way to Halo 5. Redo them all. Oh, and what I would love, because it is my least favorite Halo, it's Halo ODST. It is and that's just because of it graphically and mechanically. It is so dated. So if you give me just a Halo 4 ODST together, a combo package, redone. Oh my God. In Unreal Engine 5, let's go. Now, I will definitely be looking if they decide to do that. They might stop at 3. I hope they don't, though. I hope that they do them all. But if they don't, and they go ahead and they try to and they bring a Halo 4 with Unreal Engine 5, I will be looking closely. Because I'll be looking closely if that game matches up to, it should, especially with today's graphics and technology and things of that nature with, how games look now. But man, Halo 4 was one of the best, if not the best looking Halo out of all the Halos, hands down. You said Infinite and Sunset. Yeah, it's almost on. It's almost out of there. I think there'll still be people that will continue to play because there's people that still play Halo, play all the Halos. Like I mean, you got Master Chief Collection that still does good. Halo Infinite is done well. I think a lot of people's going to jump in on Halo Infinite with this last update coming out. I think it's on the 18th. It's going to be the biggest that they've ever done. Of course, I want to get them all, but I don't know. But it was pretty expensive. It's like $40 to get everything from the Halo from like it's like Halo. It's like a couple of characters from Halo 5, and then it's a couple of other mods or models from it. Like I had to get my Spartan lock. There was no question that cost $20. I was like, damn, and I almost wanted to use my points, but I'm like, no, I'm saving my points because I know that one game is coming out here pretty soon. The beat 'em up, the X-Men the Marvel's beat 'em up game is coming out here on December 1st, and I gotta get it. So you know what I'm saying. So I gotta get that. That looks so fun. So. Yeah, no. So I had to get. So I'm definitely going to jump back on some Halo Infinite. Use my Spartan lock. Start lighting some people up. Piss some people off. I'll get cooked first because I ain't played Halo in a bit. So, but once I get the juices flowing, we ready. But yeah, no, and I'll just be playing my shooters. I'll be playing COD, playing Battlefield, playing Arc Raiders, and then playing and playing some Halo. So have a good time. Having a good time. We'll have a good time. Going forward here. So, but I hope that they do that so they could have that. But ODST was my least favorite out of all the Halo games. Now, if you're talking about the twin shooters, I don't put them in that same category because actually the twin shooters weren't bad. But I mean, if you want to say, okay, so every Halo game that was ever made, of course, the twin shooters would be the worst of the worst. But they aren't bad games. They just basically say it is a franchise that is battered 1,000. It has never made a horrible product. Halo has never been bad. May not like some of the story, may not like some of the online elements, but some of the one reasons why some people complain and bitch is because of some of the weirdest reasons, and that's because of sprinting. So no game should be modernized. Like, I mean, that's just, it don't make any sense to me. Sprint is what makes you say that you're done with Halo? Then I mean, oh, I know what I seen. Oh, I gotta go find that. Oh, I know I have it. I think I saved it. Hold on. I did see this and it threw me completely off. Lord have mercy. Let's see. Let's see, because it was a little ways ago. Okay. All right. So there was one person, and I think I showed that one. Oh, I don't think I saved it. Oh, I thought I did. Well, anyway, there was a developer, I think that was from Bungie, something like that. And he talked about the intro of Halo 5, of how it didn't follow what the game was. And that, and even for the main opponents of Halo 5, like they just can't stand Halo 5. They even say that that's one of the best intros Halo's ever had in its history. That was, I knew right then that the game was going to be tough. I sit there and I'm like, all right, I'm already happy. Hashtag save lock, hashtag save Team Osiris. You know me about how I feel about Halo 5. Everything to me. One of my favorite franchises of all time. You have a black protagonist that is leading the team that is that badass. Armor is on fleek. The goddamn graphics in that game is some of the best that we've ever seen in the game. Still holds up. Halo 5 still holds up graphically today. I mean, there was work, love, dedication, voice acting. Everything in that game was tough. You know what I'm saying? Now, you could say the story could be a little off, right? But controls this. Oh, and then another thing too is that if you played solo, the AI was dumb. Okay, we'll give you that. But the work and the stuff put into that game was top notch. And so when you get into that intro where they in there and they get ready to get busy and they jump off that, they got the rocket packs and they're hopping down. That I was ready. I was already ready. I'm standing up, hooping and hollering. Like, yo, this is what I'm talking about. Like, and I've done this with other Halos too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I remember, like, you know, my favorite Halo of all time is Halo 2. And like that whole sequence of the Arbiter and all that, I'm like, oh my God, like it was just great, right? But to get you hype on, I'm nervous about this team. Who is this? What's going on here? Like, I mean, I've read a couple of the comics and, you know, in one of the books, but I'm like, I'm not knowing too much about Oni except for, you know, they shady as hell. So I'm thinking that Locke is going to be some bad guy at the end, right? So anyway, you see that intro, I'm ready to get down. And I understand that, like, you know, the elite, I forget his name right now, you know, locking them just tear his ass up. I'm like, this dude, Spartan Locke, is no joke, because he tears that goddamn elite up. Like, I mean, he is a high level elite, you know what I'm saying? Like Covenant leader. Bro. I'm like, I just decimated this dude. And so there were people pissed off at that. He's one of the toughest. You read the books. He's, of course, but that's showing you how tough Locke is. Like, this dude that's hunting Chief has to be badass. And see, again, the people like, oh, I like that Chief sit there. Well, he's Master Chief, but Locke still cracked his helmet. Like, see, people keep on forgetting that point. Locke said, look, I ain't no punk. Now Chief outmaneuvered his ass, right? Sit there and put hands on him, and then Locke sit there and cracked his ass, and then Chief's like, oh shit, all right, I see how you are. So let me show you why I am who I am. And then like Locke was saying, hell, I'm gonna pop this dude. It's like, shit getting real. So he was about to pop him, and then Chief said, you know what I'm saying? Like, you a good soldier, but you ain't on my level yet. But again, man, oh my God, I got to play the story again. I'm going through that story again. Anyway, so whatever. You see the joy of so anyway, that developer sit there and brought up about that intro. And I was so glad that there were so many people that cooked his ass, because we come to find out, like, where everybody was like, where they was cooking him from, and it was like, oh, so you're saying because that intro in Halo 5 was not all those type of things weren't implemented in the game. Well, how about you can explain about the Chief jumping on a bomb and kicking it into a Covenant ship? That wasn't in the game. That was all CG. We couldn't do that in the game. Like, and I'm just like, what? Like, thank you. And then come to find out the dude did not play Halo 5. He said, I just going off of what I seen. There's no need for y'all to be this way. It is a reason for you to get cooked. This is the same reason why Halo 5 got looked at as the redheaded stepchild, because there were so many people opening their damn mouth but didn't play the game because they couldn't get past, I guess, and I'm not saying everybody, but they just didn't have Chief leading the pack. Not knowing that some of these yahoos could play with Chief and Blue Team, which you never could before. Unbelievable. Oh my God. Oh, such a good game. Anyway, so that's the thing to me that blows my mind. So you gave all this critique, but yet at the end, you didn't even touch the game. That's the type of shit we deal with on the internet, ladies and gentlemen. It's okay to have an opinion, but man, come on, man. At least say that you got 2-3 hours into the game. Man didn't even play it and still sitting there talking. And I don't know if he was bitter because he's, you know what I'm saying, he was Bungie dude or whatever. I don't know, but still, that shit is inexcusable. And this is what hurts gaming more than anything, is you got people to give all these opinions about games and they don't play them. They just go by for what they see or how they react. It was no different than why they try to point something on me about me giving I said if I play. See, and this is the thing. If about the Gears, about the God of War 2018, and I'm still giving it positive reviews because I've said, my, for people who's listened to me before, my story behind that. I'm like, I'm not gonna play it. It doesn't look like my God of War. I'm not interested in it, right? And then I watched the whole game. I watched the whole game. I watched it play. And then I said, you know what? Going off of what I seen, see, I don't have to sugarcoat a lie or do any of that bullshit. I said, what I seen, I would probably give that game a 9 out of 10 because the story was legit. I was over here thinking it was going to be a lot more timid and weak and all this shit. But no, you know what I'm saying? The story was solid. I would give it a 9 out of 10. Oh, PlayStation 2, he ain't even play it. I just said if I didn't play it. Like, I mean, that's all that, stands are the most dumbest motherfuckers. Like, reading is fundamental. I said I didn't play. If I gave it a review, I mean, that tweet is still up there from 2018. Go look it up. I'm like, if I played it for what I seen, I give it a 9 out of 10. It's not like I said I would give it a 1 to get traction, because I could easily have done that to sit there and to get attention. You know what I'm saying? Clickbait. But that's not what I was being legit. And then so like I said, Sin Vendetta hooked me up with it. I streamed a little bit of it, beat that shit. Still, it's on my PlayStation shit. Showed that shit, beat all the Valkyries, did all that shit. Still, there was still dumb motherfuckers that were still talking about you never played it. Oh my God. and that's the type of shit that harms you. So if I ain't played the game, and if I got an opinion on it, I'm going to give my opinion, but I'm going to ask somebody who's played it, their opinion, and say that their opinion is more important than mine because I haven't played it, because I might not have been interested in that game. And you don't ever really hear me talk bad about a game that I don't play. I'm just saying it's not for me. That's usually what I say. Instead of that jackwagon sitting there saying, yo, I haven't played Halo 5, but the intro was cool, but you know what I'm saying? I know that wasn't indicative of how you played the game. I just think that was, maybe a little bit too hype or something. And he still should have got cooked for saying some stupid shit like that, but he did not give the impression that he did not play the game, and then got exposed to it. So anyway, all right. So I'm just glad that Halo 5 got some love. I did. What's up, you? He said, Kevin, he said, I'm happy to step away from Chief and play with somebody different, which made it 10 times better. Halo 5 was crack. Absolutely. It was like, and that's why I think I like Halo Wars so much, and I like Reach. Like, I'm like, man, there's so much potential. I've said it 20 million times. There's so much other potential. I don't mind playing with Chief, but it seems like at this point, like, I want to play with Chief when the shit gets critical. So, like, I mean, I remember me and Don was making all these cool ass scenarios about what we thought about Halo Infinite, and it looked like it was going there, but of course, Mr. Cut everything and can't keep it pushing. Went in there and start cutting and slicing and dicing and made the story seem so watered down. You could tell. Like, I mean, I'm like, oh man, well, okay, I can't wait for the DLC so we can get to the Guardian down there. I can't wait to see that. We'll probably start seeing Forerunners at that point. No, all that shit over with, cooked, done. Cut so much. Find more about old Cortana and how this new AI Cortana came about. Like, oh, what the hell? Like, and then the weakest shit was in Halo Infinite. If anything that pissed me off more, you got all this big ass space and you go in this open world, and then this is all you give me is, we don't get cutscenes from the experiences from what these Spartans is doing and how they got beat by the Banish and what this to be done. Like, so cool to see what happened with Team Rhino. I think that's what they were called. And other fire teams. Like, now, again, that cool sequence when you fought the boss, that one elite that was doing experiments and the dude was hung up. Like, we needed more shit like that. Like, there was points that the game got kind of, not, Halo don't ever get terrifying, but it got real intense. Like, I don't know who, like the Banish is no joke. Like, bro, You got this invisible son of a bitch wanting to hunt you down, and you're running around. You just saw this dude that was just this Spartan that just got it just tore up, hung up. Like, yo, like there was so much potential in there. And then we're like seeing all of and I don't know how many people seen all the deleted scenes or quite a bit of the deleted stuff that was there, and all the potential of finding out where all the tie-ins from Halo Wars 2, from Halo 5, and from Halo 4, how everything was just put together, just cut. And I understand some of the stuff, a lot of stuff had to be cut because, you know, they wanted this game to be out, right? But damn, they could have packaged that in as DLC and, you know, saying DLC expansion and gave us more, and they cut it all. Let's just put it and threw it in the trash. Just anyway. That's why let 343 cook, do all these remakes, do them all, except for, of course, Infinite, and then hopefully you had plenty enough time and money to generate from those remakes, and now we got Halo 7, and they're taking it the direction where they need to take it to. Hopefully, you know, that's what I hope. Lord knows if we see it, but you know, but probably not. So the one thing I will say is this: is going back to the hybrid Xbox. Halo 5 will be on PC, will be playable on PC. So that gets me ecstatic, because that's going to bring new life to the God tier Halo. All right. Halo needed released in 2026 for the 25th anniversary. I agree. Xbox 448 wanted that to happen too, truly, and it should have been. Yeah, all the bosses felt more like normal NPCs. I wanted my multiplayer Spartan. Yeah, like that. Yeah, I said Chief needs to retire. He don't need to retire, but he needs to be like, what I hope what 343 does is take Halo further. I do not want them to reset and do a soft reboot, because it almost seems like that's where they'll just, and if they do that, then that's the easy way out. Because I understand what Atriox did by doing this shit, going back in time. And that means you got to go back in time for Chief. Now, what would be hot? Now this is me. This is how I make the story. I'll probably be tarred and feathered by the Halo community, but this is how I do it. I would okay, so Halo 7. So Atriox, if you did the special ending, you beat it on the hardest difficulty and got the special ending, Atriox went back in time. Atriox finds something that he can go back in time from those, I forgot what those beings were that worked with Atriox and Escharum. But he found that shit. And so he could go back in time. And so I think what he was going to do, I think was going to go back and try to find young Escharum, which would be a damn problem. But I think he was going to go find Chief or whatever, or kind of kill this whole thing so his people would not be the slaves of the Covenant. Or maybe he's going to try to do all things. But see, this is how I start this shit. This would be my story. The K-Mega Halo 7 started the story. He goes back in time, right back to the time of Reach, and he kills everybody. Before the whole Chief situation happens, because of course in Reach, that's what kind of starts this whole thing of, Cortana, Chief, all that, right? And either kills the whole Cortana thing or kills Chief. as a as a youngin, right? There or kill Chief's parents, some shit, crazy shit like that, right? To where there is no Master Chief. And how I would do it is that where this will set it off. And now, like I said, I'm going from the Halo community. I'm sure I'll be tarred and feathered, but this is where the game would be changed. Create your own Spartan to be a new hero. You create your Spartan. You got all these different looks. You know, of course, you got to start off as you'll have all these you'll have all these different armors, all this different stuff. However you want to look. If you want to look like red team, you want to look like blue team. Well, there is not a blue team, but if you want to look like Oni, or if you want to look like whatever, it's your look. And you can, and if they do this like how I would try to scale it, like my Halo would probably be too big and budget might be too much. But I'm like, you could start from whatever faction of whatever, because of course you can't have every Halo faction, but you could at least let's say 5 factions. So let's say you want to be from Team Taurus, or you want to see from Team Oni, or if you want to sit there and be from whatever, you know what I'm saying, this group, that group, the third, and you build up to become the new chief, in a sense of like you're not going to ever be chief, but you're going to be this super Spartan, and it's your character, right? Like it's yours, and the story evolves around you. And then in a later part of the game, when it's all said and done, you can reverse the shit and save Chief. But at this point now, you can save Chief as a boy. You can go back, steal the shit from Atriox, go back in time, or whoever that may have this device, or if you work with the aliens that sit there and had this technology that can go back in time and shit like that, and then go back and then you could save Chief before Chief or Cortana got decimated. And then you'll still have Chief, but only when Chief, but you're not playing as Chief anymore. I say that's perfect. You got best of both worlds. That's K-Mega's Halo. I think we're ready to go. I think that's how the only way that you can get away from people not playing as Chief is play as the character that you created. And in this point, you can fight with Chief and then maybe have a sequence where you can play as Chief in a really kick-ass moment. In a couple of modes, you know what I mean? Like, and then you still have the Chief armor and all that other stuff for the multiplayer. That's how I do it. That's how I fucking do it. That's what I do. Just to get away from this whole Chief shit and not just play as the same character over and over and over and over and over and over again. So I don't know. People in the chat, let me know what you think. Also, and for people who will be listening later, when you get this, I'm sure this is going to be a part I can clip it. So anyway, and I can't wait to see what people will say, because I think that would work. Just that part. Like, of course, I'm not no writer or anything like that, but I just think that that's a great part to sit there and to start separating and get people to start knowing more about all these other Spartans and all these other factions than just staying with the same people over and over and over again. And then of course you got your AI, because in Halo 5, I love that damn AI. I love that spark that was with me. I thought she was funny as hell. Now I love Cortana. Cortana is the best, right? But I love that spark. That spark was funny as hell to me. She had me cracking up in Halo 5. Anyway, so I don't know. Let's see. Well, I know all Spartans are super Spartans, but Chief is Chief, right? Like Chief is the top tier Spartan, right? So you will never be on that level, or maybe you could if, according how the game, how the writers would work the game in to be. He said new stream. He says new Steam Game Pass is disgusting. Okay, so Yobi saying, create a new Spartan. Yes. When you create your character, they have you pick your Spartan faction and go through the trials to become a Spartan for said faction. Yes. That's what I'm saying, bro. You feeling me? I know people would dig that. Like, and that nothing is okay. So like for instance, Mass Effect, right? Mass Effect is so popular, and why? Oh, because the writing, the game, you know, there's so many other factors to it. But when you're, for me, Kareem Shepard, Kareem Shepard, right? You know what I'm saying? Like light skinned bald head, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, now see, if I would play it again, I would have a beard, because I didn't have a beard when I was Kareem Shepard back then. But when you looked at the shepherds, you had female shepherds, you had male, so you had white, Latino, whatever, you know what I'm saying, Native American, you had all, you know, Asian, you had all different shepherds, right? And those shepherds, you can look, you know, the shepherds with the dreads, the shepherds with the comb overs, whatever, right? Like that's why you love the game so much, is because you felt as that character. The character didn't have your last name, but the character didn't have to. The character was whoever you wanted that character to be. Those are some of the best games ever made. And listen, I understand, like, one of my favorite games ever is Witcher. So, but that's a whole different dynamic, because that just works great into that system. But again, you get a game that, what can get more people involved is games that you could create your own character with. That's why I think a lot of people love Bethesda games the way they do, because the way you create your characters and go through everything like you do it. Like, because I have played some of Outer Worlds 2. It's really good, really good. You know, but you just know it's so massive. So it's like like I said, I didn't have time to just really go through it like I would want to. So, but like I said, I'm going to start having time now. But good grief, man. And I'm not a Chief hater. I love Chief. I just am tired of the same shit. Like he you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, come on, man. Y'all gonna turn my bro into Steven Seagal. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you got into the first part where you loved his movies, and then you started I was looking at his movies in disgust. Like, man, this man's over here whooping boss's ass without no problem. Bro, what are we doing? Come on, man. He's not getting a challenge from nobody. Like, I mean, and in Halo Infinite, Chief was getting dog walked a few times, but it's still, I don't know. We'll see what they do. We see what they do. But if they do a soft reboot where Chief comes back and then they kind of remake the whole Combat Evolve thing and start it all over again, then I think that's going to be the biggest fail of all. I do. I could be wrong, because like I said, these guys are professionals. I don't get paid to do that type of stuff, but man, I just think that people would want to have their own Chief. I do. I mean, just think about that. Like, why can't be a female Chief? Why create your own Chief? Oh my God. Okay. Yes, and that's it, Yobi. It's your own shepherd. Like, it's nothing like for a character that you created. Most people make it like for their likeness. You know, there's other people that might do goofy stuff, but it's their shepherd. That from Mass Effect, it's their shepherd. Now, I know a lot of people were excited, about the new Witcher, in the sense of maybe they thought that they would, and that just showed that there was a lot of people that didn't know, that didn't play The Witcher 3. I knew right off the bat Ciri was the one. But why we can't create our own Witcher? I would love that too. That would be flames. But then again, you would have to start from the ranks. So I'm really excited about what Ciri's going to do, because it's going to be fire. Oh, I can't wait for Witcher. But The Witcher. So it's going to be fantastic. Anyway. But yeah, if you get to a point to where you can create your own, develop your own Witcher, come on, man. Damn, Big Man Mo said, nah, Chief gotta go, period. Bros. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you go through the ranks. See, this is the thing. And I said this, me and Don said this before, right? Like, I mean, I can't take all the credit for the ideas that I've come with Halo, because we did that together, me, him, and Big Bad Mother. And also with Yobi, and just like everybody that we sit there and like we've collaborated and we talked about this stuff with Halo. Um, the one thing that they should have never done is bring Chief back after 3. They should have left him on ice until, let's say, Infinite. And then, or let's say, start, that was the thing that we all agreed with, was that leave Chief on ice and then start the development of other Spartans, like you did with Reach. Reach is a beloved favorite. Like, I mean, they like I said, there's so many dope ass character Spartans out there. Like, it's sickening. It's maddening to not experience those Spartans. And then you can start building. Like, that's what they were doing with Halo Wars, right? And then, of course, a lot of people don't play that genre of game, so a lot of people didn't experience that. But I mean, Halo Wars was outstanding. Halo Wars 2 was god tier outstanding. And you could have just did all these different things. And then when you've had all these different setups and like how talk about the Halo MMO and the Halo over the shoulder, PlayStation style template game, like, and you still have your Halo Wars, and then you can do something else Halo, right? Like a different genre of Halo. And then you have Halo 4. Oh, it's perfect. Because then you've had enough years, enough time without Chief to miss him. And then you got Halo 4, and Halo 4 is the best Halo story. 2 is right up there. 2 might be, some people going to say, maybe to know, Halo 4 was outstanding. You humanized Chief, that situation with Cortana, oh my God, like the didac, all that was nuts. Like, man, 343 put their foot, mouth, ass, toes all up in that game, from graphics to stories to combat. That was peak Halo 343 work masterclass, right? And just think, when you got that, and then after Halo 4, you come with Halo 5. Nobody's gonna trip about Team Lock and nobody else, because then you got the little movie, you can have the little movie and stuff like that. And I understand, like, we would be talking about Halo 5 in 2020, in 2025. You know what I mean? Like, it's in 2025, 2024. But that's how it's supposed to have been done. That's how I feel it should have been done. They kept rushing it out because of fucking money. But the Halo's name alone is going to generate you money. But you needed to build this universe. And I'm just afraid that, and I hope I'm wrong, that they're just going to reboot it. And there's going to be those people that will sit here and will say, yay, we got Chief back. But they will not play that and not support it because it's going to have Sprint in it. You know what I'm saying? And aim down sights and clamor and stuff like that. That's what kills the whole dynamic. Like, people say they don't listen. They listened. They listened, and those people still shitted on Halo Infinite. That ugly ass aesthetic. Like, listen, 343 made it look good. But man, when I'm looking at like you got to wear a different type of Spartan armor in order to get like a better looking view. But man, you just have that blocky like Mark 1 suit. That shit look ugly as hell. Like, I'm like, oh. So anyway, that's why they made from the Unreal Engine 5 version of the remake, Chief looked better, more sleek, more new. Like, anyway, all right. I could talk about Halo all day, every day, because I love it. Halo are the rings, not effing Chief. Yes, it is the rings. It's everything else with it. So, yeah, facts. I want the Spartan Headhunters. They have whole Spartan program, but Chief is the main protag. Like, nah, he had his shine since OG Xbox. Grandpa got to sit there. That's what I'm saying. Like, if they held off the Chief from when he was on ice and and let everything else grow in between, and then brought Chief and brought Halo 4 with Chief. And anytime that you would name Halo for like Halo 1, 2, 3, 4, that's Chief. People will know that Chief is back. So that was the biggest mistake about Halo 5. Even though Chief was playable in Halo 5, he wasn't the four. He wasn't the four. They should have called it like Halo Forerunners or Halo Osiris or some shit, right? And I think that wouldn't have given it so much division. But regardless, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This is water way under the bridge. We'll find out what they do. I'm not mad about the remakes. Of course, I'm going to play them, but I mean, been there, done that. I'll be looking forward to the next for the new maps. But if they add a couple of new wrinkles and things like that, that'll be fun. But yeah, okay. So he says, I'm just here to say the Rogue Ally. He said the Rogue Ally X is the truth. Well, I'm cool to hear about that, Sekiro. I'm glad. I mean, listen, I got nothing against the handhelds of anything. Like I said, I'm in one particular group, and that's mostly what those guys like talking about all the time. I got no stake in the game, so I just listen, I just read, and I look and I observe, and I'm like, yeah, that's cool. Not me. I'm not interested in it like that. I'm just not. Like I said, the Switch docked. No, only power outages. That's it. Now, when I need my gaming fix, and I got up and okay, you're undocked. You should be good in charge now, ready to give me a full session of gaming. So. Raichi says, nah, Halo Infinite looks like bad. The graphics and the graphics of the games are in between Xbox 360 and Xbox One. No, Halo Infinite doesn't look bad. I won't. It doesn't look bad. It's the old aesthetic that if they look like, if those characters look like Halo 4, Halo 5 characters, I would even say, okay, Halo 3 to Halo 5 characters. They've been all right. It's just that big clunk there, but they were trying to appease and listen to the people that always bitch, and they don't even play Halo like that no more. They just go in, but they'll play Halo Master Chief Collection. That's it. They don't care about the new Halos like that. It's time to move on from them in the sense of keep listening and pandering. The universe needs to be expanded, and like Mo said, it's the rings are. Hey, it's not Master Chief in the Halos or in the Halo. It's Halo. So anyway, he says I'm playing Stellar Blade from my bed and the shittier offline. Halo Infinite is really good. Halo, that's what I'm saying. That's I don't like the aesthetic of the character models, but I mean, I should say I don't like it. I'm just not a fan of that older style. Other than that, no, and a few other things that I complained about. That's Halo Infinite is not bad. That like they implemented things that I definitely want in Halos going forward. Those boss battles, stuff like that, open world, a semi-open world. Give me more of that. You know what I'm saying? But put more effort behind it, please. Okay, all right. Good grief. How long have I been talking? God dang, I was over here talking about Halo. Like I said, I'll talk about Halo forever. Halo 5 Tanaka. Yes, sir. Tanaka. Right, she says Cortana is what's ruining Halo, not Chief. Let the fake ass AI chick out of the story. Well, I think Cortana is very important. So, but the new AI seems fine, right? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know where they're gonna go. I don't know. I think they're definitely gonna take some things back, some things. We'll see. Like I said, we'll see. I'm not gonna dwell on it all day, but it is what it is. All right. So let's move on and talk about let's see. about Stellar Blade while we were just sitting there talking about it. Stellar Blade is looking to be now, and there's also I've seen there was rumors about Horizon Zero Dawn looking to wanting to come over to Xbox and Switch. I think it was just yesterday, maybe it was yesterday or Saturday, where I read it could have been earlier last week, but I didn't see it until yesterday or Saturday, where the developers out there for Stellar Blade said that they're looking to expand, and also they got the green light to make a second Stellar Blade. So her thickness and her yams is coming to the box. Listen, man, listen, and what you think about Aloy? You know what I'm saying? She's thick. You know what I'm saying? You want the red hair and freckles. You know what I'm saying? She coming to the box too. And it's like I said, just one of those single player PlayStation games drop on Xbox. It's over. It's the whole slate. We're getting it. It's not even a question. PlayStation is looking at this as a like, this is how they're looking at it. Okay, so they know that this Xbox hybrid thing is going to be dropping. So how should Xbox gamers look at this? How should PlayStation look at this? Well, we can go ahead and start sending these games over now. And if they're not interested if they love these games, then how about when the Xbox hybrid comes out, and if it's too expensive, they might want to come over and and buy a PlayStation instead. Or if they're going to be on PC, then if they move on to PC, then they could go ahead and they could do this. But again, it goes back to what I said in the very beginning. 9 times out of 10, there are not going to be a lot of Xbox gamers that's going to leave their library to start over a new library. Unless they only have maybe 20, 30 games and they're just, and they only play the same typical type of games that are the more popular. A lot of free to plays, Call of Duty, Battlefield now in the fold, and a couple of other games. Then the switch over to PlayStation would be easy. But if you got hundreds of games, you're not leaving Xbox. So again, PlayStation could look at this from a calculated standpoint and saying, listen, we could put her thickness and yams on here on the Xbox before this hybrid thing comes out, and let's say that they already have, like me, already have her thickness and yams on my PC. Well, I'll be playing it on my Xbox, on my new hybrid Xbox, without having to give no more money to PlayStation. I'm just playing it through my Xbox. Now, again, that's me having more playtime and activity on my Xbox, even though, PlayStation will most likely require you to give them the data of you playing that game, and PlayStation gets rewarded that, but still, I don't have to buy that game now. But if you send that game out early before the new Xbox comes out, well, then Xbox gamers is going to buy the shit out of her thickness and yams, Stellar Blade. They're going to, I don't know what Horizon Zero Dawn would do on Xbox. But I mean, listen, that's smart. It's not selling anymore. Why not? Why not put them on a Nintendo and Xbox? And then at that point, it's just like the PC situation where the PlayStation community kept on. It's only 5, 6, 7 years. Here we getting there closer and closer and closer and closer, and it's going to be day one real soon. So that's where we're at. So PlayStation can be real smart, make extra money, and they've already kind of given that indication from articles that was out about Helldivers 2. The engagement of the Xbox community that bought Helldivers 2 helped out the PlayStation. Articles right there. Look it up. There's no going back from this, ladies and gentlemen. The era of the exclusive is almost cooked. You'll have, see, again, Xbox is doing temporary, like, this is where we're going to have temporary exclusivity. It doesn't matter if PlayStation holds the game longer than Xbox does. It still is not an exclusive anymore because that game is going to come, and especially, for instance, like Death Stranding 2. Well, Death Stranding 1 was already here. You would be an absolute idiot. No, let me say idiot. That's wrong. A foolish stand to sit here and think that Xbox is not going to get Death Stranding 2. So my apologies for calling you an idiot. Just foolish, ignorant. It's not. It's too late. It's no different. And see, PlayStation played the game tough. I will give them that because they made me change my stance. When I was telling people for years, look, Final Fantasy VII Remake is coming to Xbox. Do not worry about it. Then I said, nah, man, I don't think it's coming. You know what I mean? Or I would say that they're going to make a compilation. Whenever the third one comes, then they'll just bring all three after an exclusive deal. But PlayStation played it tough. They did. I got to give it to them. That bastard sit there and was like, nah, man, we got to milk this cow until this thing is dry. Dry. So now I have no faith into PlayStation's exclusivity just as much as I don't have any faith in the Xbox exclusivity. It's over for both of them. Nintendo is the only one that's really going to keep the exclusivity thing going. Until they get hurt with a couple of games, because they're going to keep price gouging the hell out of their customers, then it's over. And listen, the patent deal is, I think it's the patent that they're trying to secure, going to court over Power World and trying to hold on to other patents to try to stop competition. They lose those things, then Nintendo is going to have to start thinking real wisely, because again, Nintendo has showed you that they're willing to pay cheap to make a game and charge a premium price for you to get a game that should be only $30-$40 at the max. And if you got another developer like a team that made Power World, that's making Pokemon look like the last this newest Pokemon game looked like dog water, slobbered dog water, then people are going to start going and playing those other games eventually. Saying, I understand, like, Nintendo gamers are very different on how they move and operate, but again, I know Pokemon is a sensation, but Power World took off. So much so that it got people like, whoa, hold up, Nintendo, why you weren't doing this? Why you weren't doing that? And then now they're in these litigation situations. But if Nintendo loses, this could change the game on a lot of that as well. And then next thing you know, they might be looking at, and if they're still charging, they're going to be charging people $90, $80 to $100 for games, then there's going to be gamers that say, all right, I'm getting priced out. I love this Nintendo game, but I can't buy as many Nintendo games as I used to buy. So then they might look into want to expand and put games on other consoles, maybe not PC, because Nintendo is pretty they're stickler about other people messing with their stuff. So they would probably want to put games on other consoles, not so much the PC. So anyway, regardless of that, but PlayStation and Xbox, this whole exclusivity thing is over. Like, let Stellar Blade. All I need to see is one PlayStation single player game come over to Xbox, and we don't have no more discussions about this anymore. I just, there is no reason to. There's no reason to. Let's see. You don't have to port them if you can access them in Windows or Steam. You don't know that exactly. Well, I already have zero. I'm talking about for Xbox gamers who don't have a PC, who like, it's smarter for PlayStation. It's smarter for PlayStation to go ahead and just take the Band-Aid off the wound and just let it happen. You know what I mean? Because Just let it happen. There's no reason for it. What Xbox is doing is Xbox is going to corner it regardless. That's why PlayStation can't take them to court, because Xbox like, man, we're sending our games over there. And, our console is, a PC. You know what I mean? Like, and PlayStation put their games on PC. You know what I'm saying? We're not stopping or hindering the Xbox gamers from signing up to PlayStation, because PlayStation is going to most likely force that. Now, maybe not if they're playing it through their Steam or if through Epic, but I think because PlayStation was kind of adamant that they were going to change that rule, so it is what it is. Again, can't stop it. PlayStation can't stop it. Like, a lot of PlayStation gamers thought that that could be illegal. It's not. And that's why Xbox is saying, look, let's just go ahead, let's go this route. Let's make money everywhere and still make the console and do this and make it happen the way this is going to happen. And so PlayStation can be smart and don't leave money on the table and get ahead of it and send their games over to Xbox before this new console drops. Because if this new console drops and this thing is what, some of these insiders and the rumors of how this is going to operate and things like that, man, that thing's going to be crazy. Crazy. So we'll see. We'll see, but it's good to hear that Stellar Blade was supposed to be coming to Xbox anyway. So it's just PlayStation doing what PlayStation does. It doesn't matter. It's not an exclusive. It's a console exclusive at this moment. It won't be. They're going to expand it. I would not be surprised if we didn't see something sometime next year where Stellar Blade comes to Xbox at the end of the year or at the beginning of 2027. I'm sorry. In the beginning of 2027, first quarter. It's happening. So it is what it is. But if the new Xbox is out next year, then I'll be playing. I'll be trying out and seeing what Stellar Blade, what her thickness and yams will be, how it'll play on my TV, because I already own it. So it is what it is, man. Let's see. Nintendo has to otherwise it will become irrelevant. They're talking about that they're going to have to start putting stuff on other platforms. It's just all according to a lot of other things. It's according to those patents, and it's also according to the pricing. Like, if they lose the patent, then that's going to go a long way of Nintendo having to look differently on their approach on things, because you can't keep having games like Power World, because in other games that's going to be similar to not like a Nintendo game, but has similarities, and it's a better game. Like, gamers is going to recognize that for sure. And anyway, so Xbox and Sony are for hardcore gamers who want access to their games everywhere on any device. I'm going to say this, Gunner. I don't. Nintendo gamers are hardcore too. I think Nintendo gets this crazy rap of being looked at as non-hardcore because of the style of games that they have. Man, I can't agree with that, saying that they're now, it's only Xbox and PlayStation. Nintendo gamers, they buy their first party and support their first party titles a hell of a lot more than Xbox and PlayStation does. And even though these are kiddie games, those are games that may not always be for me or you, their fan base is hardcore as hell, because they stood in line for Pokemon, bro. I mean, a new Halo drops. There'll be a little line. You know what I'm saying? Like a new God of War drop, there'll be a little line. But man, it ain't gonna be a line like Pokemon. They're hardcore. It's just that their games are kiddie and cutesy, and we don't try to. I can't say we, but there's groups of people that think kiddie cute games aren't hardcore. You ask a Fortnite person if they're hardcore or not. Because if they love Fortnite and that's the kiddiest looking game you could ever play, and they dedicated to it, that's a hardcore gamer, bro. Like that's just what it is. So anyway, just my opinion, my thoughts. Anyway, he said I'm excited for the GameCube, but all depends on the price because their trailer said 6 times as powerful as the Steam Deck. So we are looking something like GTX 1080 8GB performance 9-year-old card. Well, hopefully that it gives you GTX 1080 card pricing. You know what I mean? Like if it's priced right, then it definitely has a chance. They try to go too high like they did with the Steam Deck with the Stream Machine, the first one. It's going to be dead on arrival. That's just the fact. All right, last topic, and then we're going to get on out of here, and that is talking about Ghost of Yotai. I did want to touch on that. I'll be back on here tomorrow to catch up because I didn't. Normally I do this on Tuesdays, but want to get back on it, so we'll have my thoughts tomorrow. But I want to talk about Ghost of Yotai. I'm happy for it. I'm happy for the sale, for it to sell on the same equivalent as the first game. It's looked at, I guess, as a success. But it's like I said earlier, PlayStation has a problem. And that is PlayStation 5 gamers are just not buying the games like they were on the PlayStation 4. Then it goes back to what I was saying again about the pricing. You asking for $70 games. Some people will sit there and tell you that $10 extra don't mean nothing. Obviously it does, because there are people that are swearing up and down that Game Pass being $10 is the end of the service. So maybe people are could be right, because that $10 extra, it's not moving these PlayStation games like that. Spider-Man, God of War is the only ones that did very, 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 very well. All the rest of them did below expectations or mid-level. And I mean, you can sit here and say Gran Turismo 7 sold fantastic. I think it's 7, 8. Okay, there's been a whole bunch of sales in between for Gran Turismo as well. We're talking about in the first 3 months. But that first month is usually when, people got the FOMO and they got to have it. I mean, you don't see people talking about Death Stranding except for, as usual, because the Keighley Awards is going to make that as a Game of the Year candidate. And again, I'm not here to talk bad about Death Stranding 2 from how the game plays or anything like that. But the game didn't resonate and sell like it's supposed, like it should, like a sequel should. It's just that simple. So, but I am happy for Ghost of Yotai doing well enough to be on par and most likely, hopefully, outdo Ghost of Tsushima. So that's good. Yes, Big Bad Mo. Bungie was a 3.6 billion mistake. I did see that. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Listen, it looked like a good bet, but again, I don't know. We'll talk about that anyway. But yeah, I'm happy for Ghost of Yotai. I really am. I'm definitely looking forward to getting it when it drops on PC. And I'll have it day one when it drops. I'm going to show my support for it because I also enjoyed the first game. I thought the first game was absolutely phenomenal. Thought it should have won Game of the Year over The Last of Us 2. But the game looks great. I don't know if I would. I mean, like I said, I haven't played it, so I'm not going to go in and say that Assassin's Creed Shadows is a better game. it just seems to me that Assassin's Creed Shadows seems to have more variety. But we'll see. I've seen good clips. I've seen of Ghost of Yotei. I've seen a lot of people's gameplay of all different types of cool stuff that you can do in the game. Like I said, I'll make that determination once I play it. Because I've beaten Assassin's Creed Shadows. I do got to play that DLC, and we'll and make the determination then. But I will have it. I will get it, and hopefully, and I am glad to see this too. There are so many people now starting to wake up on these grifters, these haters of just any and everything that just doesn't. The even from to the low key sexism, racism, transphobia, garbage, you know what I'm saying? Like to just outright just being in your face. Like there was one particular game that I seen. It was an indie game, and they had a female protagonist. They had a bunch of like a bunch of characters, but the main protagonist in the game is a female. She's thick, you know what I'm saying, in a skimpy outfit. Game looks good. The game looks great, and so they got the big boobs and all that. You know what I'm saying, like. And when I'm looking at it, it looks like a fun game to play. And I made this post and I said, I don't have a problem with these type of games coming out. I don't. Matter of fact, the topic that I was going to start off with was it's just a rumor right now, but it's being reported that there's going to be a DOA 6 Ultimate Edition dropping because they're supposedly going to be working on a Dead or Alive 7. So if they drop they drop a Dead or Alive 6 Ultimate, hey, I mean, I'm all on it. You know what I'm saying? You give us all the skins and, give us maybe a couple of extra, maybe a level or two or something of that nature. That will be fire. I would love it. I would love it. And that's the thing to me is like, I can enjoy, he says, go to your plate. Anyway, stop it. But no, they're but just like with Dead or Alive, like, what I'm saying, the thickness, these women are busty, the bouncing physics, and I like it. I love it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, woof, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's great. But I also like games where women look normal. You know what I mean? Like, I also like games where men look normal, where diversity, different, you know what I'm saying, that the character models are different. I don't want every game to have some ditzy chick with big tits running around talking all high pitch and big anime eyes, fighting and cutting everything. Like that would be boring as hell. Like, I mean, give me something like Intergalactic looks interesting as hell. I think the character model for that character, because she don't have hair on her head or what, it look like she's badass. Look like she's gonna be a really cool character to get to know. I want a character that's like, like, well, it won't be Geralt, but it'll be Ciri from The Witcher 4. I like the characters from, you know what I'm saying? I do like the character models from Borderlands 4. I need to go back to see if they got it patched up finally so I can enjoy it again. But like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, I like all the, like, and I don't, and even though like I did not like all of the story of The Last of Us 2, I love the characters in the game. Like, I mean, I didn't hate Abby. You know what I'm saying? Well, I just disliked her at first. Like, whoa, this chick is dirty. But again, I never beat the first game. So so again, I'm still kind of lost on that because I've mentioned many times that I am not. It's hard for me to get past The Last of Us 1. I don't know why. It just don't gravitate to me. But I did get through The Last of Us 2. The thing to me is that I thought Abby would, she grew on me a little bit more, but I liked Ellie more, even though Ellie started to become more of a bitch at the end, towards the end of the game, which I'm just like, and then she tried, I don't know, man, whatever. But all that, those character models look fantastic. Because we're in a situation, and like, I mean, these people make these unimaginable, listen, they want Aloy to run around fighting goddamn mech robots in a hot ass fur outfit, swinging around, walking in mud with makeup on, looking clean and fresh as though she smells like roses. Man, hell no, she's sweaty, she funky as hell. She's fighting for her life. I like that character model. I like the way she looks. You know what I'm saying? The braids, all that. I think that's a great character model. What are we doing? Like, I mean, that's the thing that's so weird to me. And then they come to find out that a lot of these people that wants and demands that every character in the game needs to look sexy don't even play these games. So I'm glad that they took the L. And they have been taking the L. They was all hating about the Assassin's Creed Shadows. They took the L on that. Now, I do believe that they went after one game and the game didn't do well, so they won on that one. But you know what I'm saying? But more times out of 10. Matter of fact, I think they were even going after Arc Raiders, and they definitely took the L on that. Like, I forgot what they were bitching about on that. But that's the thing to me, is where I'm glad that people are starting to understand that these people are very annoying. They're fake. A lot of them are just doing it because it gives them clicks and views, and they're getting, and, you know, it helps with the ad revenue, instead of them being, you know, honest about it. And there's some people that's just absolutely honest about this and want just certain people to look a certain way, and that's that, and that's this, and that's weird to me. But I like all different types of characters. From, as you've been seeing my gameplay, from Ninja Gaiden 4 to you know, from the indie game that I was talking about that had the busty looking main character chick, and the women that was in there was busty. The guy in there looked pretty badass. He had a gun. He walked through a portal, and you know, like, okay, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But variety is what's more important in gaming than it is just having just the same shit. Like, you know, nobody likes to eat the same thing over and over again unless they're forced to. You know what I mean? So why would we want to play games? I mean, we don't want to sit here and watch the same show every damn time, right? That has the same premise, the same looking characters, the same type of background. We don't want that. So why would you want that in video games? Just the point. But anyway, the situation with Dead or Alive 6, will definitely, I'm definitely excited about that. If that is true, I mean, most likely from the sources that it's come from, and I've heard this before. I heard this a few years ago that they were working on a reboot of some sort for Dead or Alive. So having him bring Dead or Alive 6 Ultimate would be cool. I just don't want them to try to cheat like they did, because I think they want to make it right for how bad, because they did make a statement. Koei Tecmo did come out with a statement about the outrageous amounts of money that some people spent on all the DLC, all the costumes and things for Dead or Alive. It was upwards of $1,600 to $1,700. There was people that bought everything in the game and paid up to $1,600 to $1,700 for every costume and every and cosmetic item in the game. That is absolutely insane, on top of buying the game itself. And you know, you can jump online and still play the game with some people, but it's not nowhere like it was. So it's just, you know, that investment was trash. so I could see Koei Tecmo trying to make it right, giving them an Ultimate Edition and charging maybe $60 and just saying, okay, and then if you add another stage or something like that, I'll cop it. You know, a couple of enhancements, this and that, I'm with it. So, and also, you know, rollback netcode, things like that. That would be a good not a send off, but that would be a good show of faith of that, what you plan on doing with DOA 7, because there was a lot of people that like Dead or Alive. It's easy to learn. It's it's hard to master, but it's easy to learn, you know. And that's the one thing about fighting games, it's accessibility. So I mean, just like with the Marvel fighting game that they showed on the PlayStation, event that I didn't watch because I didn't even care to sit there and watch. I just seen the previews of the trailers of the games that they showed, and it looks really fun and accessible. So that's what gamers like. Well, for casual gamers, I mean, of course, as long as you got a learning curve to where we can learn combos, things like that. But hell, I think I might be getting to the point to where I just want some easy accessibility at my old age. I am definitely an unk now, so it is what it is. All right, man. Thank you guys so much for coming and checking me out. I know I've been gone for a while, but that was good reason. I said that in the beginning. I will be back tomorrow, talk about some other stuff. We'll talk about the Bungie stuff. We'll talk about some other topics. But yeah, you'll get to see my big head all over the place here for this coming up week. Not Saturday, but Friday. GRG, we'll be doing it live. So hope you guys stick around, come through. If you're new to this channel, this first time seeing it, hey, like it, and yeah, do that for me as well. Hit that like, because boy, every time I take a break, the algorithm, YouTube tears my ass up with the algorithm. So do not forget to hit the like button, send comments, share it out, do all that. Also, if you're on any of the other platforms and it's the first time you're checking me out and you like it, go ahead and follow. So I do appreciate it. So everybody have a good one. I will see you guys tomorrow around the same time, around 2:33. Y'all have a good one. Peace. Ooh. Where's the button? There we go.